So now I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate spheres. They are like really good, putting two hemispheres together, chocolate hemispheres together, and then make chocolate spheres. Okay, so this is a silicone mold which is in the hemisphere shape, and then I also have baking tray lined with cling wrap. Just wrapped it around because I'm just going to pour in excess chocolate, as I will be making the hemispheres first, and then two hemispheres together will become one sphere. Okay, so I'll be using the dark compound for making the chocolate spheres. It is easier when it comes to doing the chocolate decorations. You don't have to do tempering. So if you use chocolate and do the rest of it, then the chocolate will not set faster. Or you should be doing the tempering and then you should be proceeding with the rest of the steps, but it is easier for us to use the compound and melt this to be able to continue with the rest of the steps. Now I am going to send this out to microwave, and I will get back when I have the chocolate completely melted without any chunks. So in the meanwhile, the chocolate is getting melted in the microwave, I thought I will show you how to prepare the silicone molds. Now even if it is washed and clean, the inside of the hemispheres would just be having some dried water marks. So we could just be using a cotton ball with alcohol vodka, or if you don't want to use vodka, you could use any non-alcoholic spirits used for cake decoration. So I'm just going to take in some of the vodka in the cotton ball and then just go inside every hemisphere, and then just wipe it completely. And then another time using a dry cotton, just remove off the excess, because it is the silicone mold. You will just be having few droplets of the vodka, so just removing all of that. And now this is prepared and ready. You could just allow it to dry for a bit. Even if there is like 1-2 droplets of vodka, they will just evaporate in few minutes, and then we will just be ready to get the chocolate and pour and fill the hemisphere mold. So chocolate is completely melted, yeah, but it's compound, but I'm just referring it to as chocolate just for easier understanding. Okay, so it's all melted, and I have the prepared silicone mold as well. So I'm just going to fill in. I'm just going to come in all the way till the rim. I'm just going to scrape and clean up. You just allow it to go to the neighboring shells, because after it's set, we will be anyway able to remove that from those and then reuse it. If you're doing it for the entire sheet, obviously you could just even put it down. Once it sets, you will be able to remove that. Okay, so now this chocolate is quite in the liquid state right now. You just want the outside edge the rim of the hemisphere to be set before you are going to pour, otherwise the sides are going to be, the shell of the chocolate is going to be very thin and it could break when you are going to put two hemispheres together. And we also want the chocolate spheres to be hollow, right? So I am just going to pop this in the freezer for about a minute or two, and the edges, the rim will solidify, and then you will have liquid state chocolate in the middle, and then that I am going to pour it into the other tray that is prepared. So I will catch you up once I have the rim set. So it's been in the freezer. You can see the shell, the outside is kind of set well, the inside the chocolate is still pouring. Okay, so I'm just going to get this tray with a cling wrap on and then just pour the excess chocolate on the so this excess chocolate you could just use it up, transfer into the bowl and then microwave and then fill the rest of the shells. You just want to clean up again. Just to keep the rim at the same level of the mold. Only the excess I am just removing. So here I could see the rim is not fully formed in yet. I am just going to add just make sure. So what I'm trying to ensure at this stage is the chocolate shell, the rim of it is to the height of the mold, and that way when you're going to put both the hemispheres together you will not have too much gap. Anyway, we'll just be melting that part, so even if it is a bit uneven, that will just get evened out as we melt it on top of a hot plate. Okay. So now this I am going to again put it in the refrigerator because it's a compound, right? It will set in another half an hour's time, or if you want to do that faster then you could put it in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes and the shell is going to be like really very hard. It will make it easier for us to just unmold, and then I'll get back at that stage and we will put the hemispheres together to make the chocolate spheres. So now the chocolate spheres are set really well. I'm just going to remove them from the mold, okay, and place these . Okay, so for the next step you just need a hot plate. Either you could just keep a cookie tray which is like not with the textures like the one that I have, but a plain one, could just keep it in the oven and then take it out while it's still hot. We could do what I'm going to do. So we're basically going to heat this saucepan, and once it is hot I'm just going to keep both of these chocolate spheres and then just give it a bit of shake. What will happen, the chocolate on this edge will kind of melt, and I'm going to put them together and then seal it. Now there could be ups and downs. Now if I'm just going to put it together like in here, you can see gaps, right? It is not going to be like very even, there are going to be gaps, and all that will get settled if we are going to melt and level that uneven layer in the hemisphere and then put it together. That melted chocolate with the heat will just come together, and this two hemispheres together will become one sphere. Okay, so I'm just going to switch on the stove, wait for the pan to just heat up. So I'm just going to pick up two hemisphere shells, just put it on the saucepan, so it's just melted. Okay, and I'm going to put them together. Just gently wipe the excess, and it will stay once the chocolate completely sets. I'm just going to take the next one. To just switch it off because it is still going to be warm, right? And now if it's not melting, then I will just switch on the stove again. Just pressing it well and placing it on the. I'm just going to kind of clean this up and then start over. So the last bigger one, I'm just going to heat the edges and then hold it together. Just clean up. You have the chocolate ball going in there. You also have another smaller mold in which I have filled just to have a bit of variation. So I'm just going to demold some of them from this. I'm just going to also show how the smaller ones, it's just the same. I'm just going to pick up the smaller ones and just heat it up just a bit. Edges are melted, put it together. Melted edge, stick it together and then wipe the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to continue finishing the rest of the other smaller spheres as well, and then I'll get back to show you how I'm going to use these chocolate spheres on the cake. So how we are just going to attach them on the cake. They're just going to stick one next to the other or one above the other as well. So these are the smaller spheres and these are the bigger ones, and I'll catch you up on the lesson where I'm going to show you how to use these chocolate spheres.